So students, welcome to TEJAS series. Now see, those were the two questions of algebra which you would have tried to solve today. So of course we are going to discuss the first question right now. So the question is, the statement of the question, if Px contains only odd terms of odd degree, only terms of odd degree. So what does that mean? So if I have to start with our polynomial p of x, so it's like a1x plus a3x cube. So it's a polynomial term or a polynomial with odd degree terms only. Okay, so can't we say from here bachon that this means p of x is an odd function? Why so? Because if I replace x by minus x, so if I replace x by minus x, what will we get? We will get minus a1 times x minus a3 times x cube minus a5 times x raised to power 5 and so on. We take minus common from here, so you get back the same function with negative sign out of the function here. Okay, so this implies, since we got p of minus x as minus times p of x, so what does that mean? That simply means that polynomial is an odd function, so it's an odd function. So that's the first information which we have. Now when p of x is divided by x minus 3, the remainder is 6. So using division algorithm, what does it say? Dividend is equal to some divisor, so which I am taking it as like quotient q of x into divisor plus remainder. That's one information. Similarly, we have one more statement, and it says if px is divided by x square minus 9, the remainder is g of x, and we have to find g of 2. We have to find g of 2. Okay, so if it is divided by, so p of x is again dividend, so let's say this time the quotient is a small q of x, divisor is x square minus 9, and the remainder is g of x. Now using one more, like you all would have seen or done Euclid's division lemma. Okay, so that's a lemma that's true for integral, dividend and divisor. But then we know in general for algorithm, division algorithm, which says if dividend and divisor are both polynomial, then degree of remainder will always be less than degree of divisor. I think all of you will agree, bachcho. So what can we claim here? So this implies, we can say that let g of x, see, divisor is here, in this case divisor is a second degree algebraic expression, it's a second degree polynomial, so hence the remainder should be a linear polynomial. So I am assuming it to be ax plus b. That's for sure here. That is for sure here. Okay, now what? Now I will say substitute here, put x is equal to 3. So we'll get a value of polynomial at 3. So p of 3. So this gives us p of 3 here. What is it? 6. And one more thing, see, now I'll be using the statement that p of x is an odd function. So therefore p of minus 3 will be minus 6. All of you agree, bachcho? Okay, so that is the case. Now why am I doing it? See, let's come back here. So here again, if I substitute x by 3, we get p of 3 is nothing but g of 3, and p of minus 3 is nothing but g of minus 3. Isn't that? So because when you substitute x by 3, this is 0. So you're left with g of 3. Substitute x by minus 3, this is again 0. You are left with g of minus 3. So what do we get here? So this means, this gives us that g of 3 is 6 and g of minus 3 is minus 6. So we can definitely put the values. These are not two information, two equations, and we have two unknown, a and b. So we can definitely put the value and get the values of a and b. But see, this is again a property of odd function. For ax plus b to be an odd function, b has to be 0. So we'll be left with only a here. But let's put the value. So a is like is 3a plus b, and then minus 6 is minus 3a plus b. If I just simply add them, we get b 0. So adding them, as I said, it has to be 0 because this statement tells us that gx is an odd function. Okay, at least for 3 and minus 3 we can say, and so that's for sure ki b equal to 0 और वो होना ही था, that has to be here, it has to be an odd function. So therefore b is 0, so that means a is 2. So how much is g of x? So g of x is nothing but 2x. So therefore the value of g of 2 is, so how much, what's the value? So the answer should be 4 here, bachcho. Okay, so that was a question, a good question, I will say, a question, the type of question which you may come across. I mean, of course we don't expect to find exactly the same question or even similar question, but the concept which we use here, if we can keep all those things in our mind, so these are the type of questions which you may come across in your advanced level paper, bachcho. Okay, so that was the first question for today.